on YouTube. This is the second installment of Time to Talk on Location. So, I want to give a big shout out to Absolute Cycle. This is probably the first, actually, I know, this is the first of many recordings that's going to be done at this location. Make sure you come check out Steve Andreopoulos here in Rahway, New Jersey. They'll take care of you. And just like me and Revving to Riches, to my left, your right, talking about how customers should act accordingly. You know what I mean? But yeah, this guy works hard, and he deserves everything that's going to be. So again, it's not going to stay like this, but some cool things are coming. But bringing the discussion up, so I'm gonna let Revving to Riches kind of do the intro, the segue into this particular topic. Now, I was a little gun shy because there was a fear of like the reaction for the M1000 owners, but take it with a grain of salt. This is just some observation. This is kind of sparked by the video that Moto Million put out about 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago.
10 days ago.
Yeah. So with that, Mr. Gio, you got the floor to open this segment.
So not to badge on anybody, but I think not only on the M1000, but also on the S1000.
Right.
Double R. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, I got you.
Thank you, brother.
That we make for good content. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about that.
No. Hey, this is a raw thing.
We were
Very raw.
I was kind of discussing this over with Alex, the ex-Predator, last night. If he had heard back in 2022, October 7th, the NHTSA recalling 2022s, 2023s, S1000s due to oil leak and oil cover coming loose, and not to badge on anybody, not even BMW, which they're a multi-billion-dollar company. I love their cars. I had an X5 myself.
I wanted the 328i. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, tell me about it. They're really nice. They're really nice.
They're expensive to maintain, though. I'm just
So are the bikes. So are the bikes as well.
Okay.
But I think that everything that's going on lately, everything that's happening to the M1000, it's no secret anymore. It's not only one person.
It was six.
It's like 6 guys now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the main thing it was the Moto Million video.
That shocked me.
Now, okay, to give some context, right? So Moto Million is also one of 650 Eve sponsors. All right. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Right. So that M1000 had an issue that they were talking about the break-in for the bike.
Correct.
Talking about that they were dynoing it or doing stuff before the 600 mile. I think they did at 400.
Yeah, 400. Yeah.
But the manual that they were using, they said you can do it at another. What was that? Less than the 6. There's like the manual said to do it at 400 or something like that. So people like this, I don't think that they're gonna go out and I'm gonna go mess up this bike and then go bother BMW to fix it, right? So these are mechanics. These are folks that in my opinion, my humble opinion, they know what they're doing.
Right.
So now it gets to the point where now BMW doesn't want to honor the warranty because they say they skipped what was recommended.
Certain steps.
Right. So
because of the whole rev limiter thing.
Right.
Like, how does that even make sense?
Well, here's the thing. A new bike, you do need to do a break-in, heat cycles, and whatnot, right?
Right,
so
of course,
a lot of times, like who was it? I think Brox and Chris Moore, they'll do the break-in on the dyno, right? They'll run through the cycles or whatever and give you. Correct me again if I'm wrong. I did see videos of folks speaking about this, right?
Right.
So you can do the break-in on the dynos and just give it to them to do your thing, right? That's an option. Most people do it on the street and just do the real world condition type thing. But yeah, that was pretty rough and ugly because they had an 18-hour drive to get the bike to Cleveland or whatever, so on and so forth. But it's one thing if Motor Million had the issue, but there were other videos. Make sure you check out Motor Million because when they did the video, right? It wasn't just his stuff. He had the other videos from the other guys, right?
Yeah.
With the same problem.
With the same problem.
Yes. So here's the issue with that: the limited edition machine,
$40,000,
right?
Folks, like, come on.
$40K for the bike, $15K to get another motor, right?
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That is rough.
Wow.
$15K. That's how much our bikes cost.
You're right.
That's how much our bikes cost,
right.
just for that motor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
$40K for 15 grand.
Yeah. So
just motor? No.
Just the motor.
Not trans. Not anything connecting to
replace that motor.
Wow.
$15K.
Wow.
All right. So that's.
I never knew that part.
It's essentially the same price as the X14.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was a tough. I was just like, what? So again, I'm gonna have the link to that video in the description.
And that's pretty much makes or breaks the bike, just about.
I mean, well,
if it's 15 grand, like what's the ECU? What's the trans? Greatly less.
Again, I'm not gonna pretend I know more about the European bikes than I know.
Of course,
honestly, I didn't go that deep into that type of search, but essentially, I believe so. You're talking about extra money.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because if the motor is only 15K, then come on.
Right. So apparently it was a case by case basis based off of. We have to watch the video twice, right? A case by case basis that they treated, each warranty thing. Right?
The M also came with the carbon wheels, correct?
Right. I think they even mentioned.
I definitely heard about the.
I think I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
I definitely heard about the carbon wheels that were just based off of forums that they ended up having. It's dog water.
That's why.
That's all I ended up hearing.
Before I give you the floor.
For the M.
This is why I was concerned because I gave Mike his flowers when it came to the carbon fiber and why I feared getting them for my bike because I saw them the stocks getting broken on the S1000s, right?
Right, but they're entirely a different.
So they're not BST and they're not Rotobox.
What?
The carbon that was coming from the factory.
I'm not sure. It has the BMW emblem. So wherever they're putting for pretty much the same price as BSTs.
Yeah.
And I just keep on hearing these rims are breaking on me.
Yeah, something is up. Either
and I strictly just looked at BMW M1000 RR forums. This is all where my information is coming based off of.
Send me the links so I can put them in the description. Remember I was saying we gotta
Google it.
Yeah, definitely.
Just Google it.
Yeah.
That's
the
easiest way.
Remember in the Motor Million video they were talking about the some people were pricing out a bike at 1,000 with the carbon, but then they're sending the forgeries.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was.
I'm here. I already knew. So but that's like again, this is an unbiased. This is just observation based off of what information.
Just personal experiences.
Yeah, not my personal experience, but
my personal experience.
But from what has been reported,
we've seen,
right,
or heard.
Yeah. So with
from
that,
people who have
I think based off of the issue where the other guy that had the shot of rod, there was a hole in the motor, whatnot. I guess one person got their motor replaced, but somebody else didn't.
Wow.
And it was the same sound,
same exact sound.
So that means that something from the factory or from the assembly, it could have been a bad batch. You know what I mean? But you know, the reason why I wanted to talk about that is Motor Million made a good point, like losing faith in that platform because of the customer service, and you know, because he was asking him for documentation. Like, hey, where is it that it says you can't do this, that, and the third? Oh, we don't have no such document. You might want to do that. I know Kawi, Suzuki, the Japanese fleet does that, you know, because listen to this. Look up the history of Kawasaki, right? That documentary is very telling because they're very detail oriented. Part of why I was attracted to Kawasaki is just their design and just, you know, the Ninja brand and whatnot. But when I saw how meticulous they are with putting things together, like everything is numbered in their different number, in different size buckets. Yep. So you have to get things in certain orders. There should not have any failure issues, right? Now, Kawasaki's not perfect.
No.
The Gen 1 ZX14, when they had designed it originally, it used to shoot rod number 3 because of the oiling issue, because the oil cover would flex because it was too thin. So you guys, I highly, especially you, I highly implore you to get the thicker oil pump cover, because you could rev the hell out of it. It won't starve from oil and whatnot. You can beat the hell out of the bike. That's why I can push Zeus the way I can, right? Without fear of that. Kawasaki, that was a design flaw. Yeah. Guess who helped them? Suzuki.
Yeah.
Their rival.
And they ended up helping them.
Right? So, with that said, it's just, you know, Kawasaki wasn't out here like, oh, it wasn't us, whatever. And that's kind of how it looked with BMW. It's like, well, it's not us, it was you. But what if it was BMW? What if it did come off the line with some sort of defect? Because now, Motor Million, what did he say at the end? Hey, that bike's not coming back here. We're not dealing with it anymore, or whatnot, and losing faith in the brand. That's not good. That's not good.
That's not good.
That's really, really, really not good. But then again, those with the S1000 platform and the M1000, like 650E. Remember when we went to see his bike on the dyno? That thing's pristine.
Yeah.
But you know, the misfortune of a few should not taint and put a cloud over the enjoyment of the many. So, with that said, it's just isolating it to those 5, or when you told me Fastlane had something, was it related to this same issue? Because it just showed on his.
No, I think it was slightly something different.
Yeah.
I don't think it was related exactly to Motor Million.
Right. Yeah. But Motor Million did his research. Now the motor that blew while it was on the dyno, they're gonna strip it apart. I cannot wait to see.
I cannot wait for the report.
The results on that,
because he had to cough up extra money for that to get it himself. When BMW should have been the one paying for that.
Oh yeah.
That's rough. That's rough. Again, this is not in any way. There's a disclaimer. We're not bashing on the S1000 or M1000 platform.
No, definitely not.
That
general conversation.
Right. So what happened with that? I think, okay, Mike can probably, I know you remember, I'm not going to say their names, but we had 2 Ducati riders in the Night Riders chat. Okay. You know, they're still around, but that was a tough one. Yeah. Because I'm going to use his Instagram name, Mr. Hot Sauce, right?
Yeah.
You know, he used to ride that bike. He
rode that bike like no one else.
Right. That Ducati G4, man, that thing was a beast. You know, got me when I was in my tight suit. I couldn't even talk or whatever. And the guy could ride, but he's like Tom Cruise size. You know what I mean?
He's tall.
He's like this tall. Love your hot sauce, but with that said, it's like
he definitely puts that sauce in that bike.
Yeah, and the bike red like hot sauce.
Yeah, literally.
You know,
or like the exhaust. Red hot.
Yeah, red hot. But here, you know, in seriousness, he rode the bike, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he rode.
What these manufacturers need to realize is, you're riding the bike at rev limiter, this and that, blah blah blah. Now here's my thing.
Yeah.
You're selling a machine that people are gonna go fast on.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna go to the track.
100%.
They're gonna get high revs. They're gonna be doing this stuff, and then you're gonna say, "Oh, we're not gonna honor the warranty because you're revving it." The bike, what you throttle, it's gonna rev. But I get it.
Yeah.
Staying in the red line and prolonged periods of time because that's
a very long time.
So our other buddy, because somehow they read in the ECU that bike was being held to the rev limiter. Now I'm like, wow, so the ECU can really hold that data like a black box that they took, and then they're like
from a plane.
No, I don't think it was a black box in a sense. I think it was just them hooking up the bike, and then they found out all of this through the ECU.
That's what you just reiterated what I'm saying.
True, but aren't the bikes built for this?
Well, black boxes are technically they can transmit the frequency from wherever.
No, we're talking about
that's technically what a black box is.
Where all the data
black box,
right? Yeah, but it kind of serves the purpose because they can see the history of what was
exactly.
Right.
So they know how fast they ended up going.
But with that, when Ducati told our two people that, hey, you know what, we're not going to honor a warranty because
of course not, because he ended the policy.
To me, it's like, oh, you know what, I'm firing a weapon, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's supposed to recoil, and then something happens, like maybe a defect from the manufacturer. Oh, we're not going to honor it because it recoiled. That's what it's designed to do.
Exactly.
So but again, I think they're trying to go on the whole premise of abuse, right? But then again,
they always go on.
So if they go to like, hey, you're going to dyno the bike, isn't that not abusing it?
Yeah.
Now that you say that,
they say it's not.
Did you guys also saw the clip of? Not the badge on BMW. I'm just stating the facts. Did you guys saw the clip when he showed? I think it was a Moto Million or.
Well, when
they showed it, the MotoGP BMW also.
Yeah, that was
engine blue.
Yeah, during the race. Ooh. During the race, like what's going on here?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're supposed to be. This was through.
Well, you saw the video, right?
I have not seen the video. This is off of like MotoGP. Where was this?
It's actual MotoGP.
Yeah, okay. Matter of fact.
No,
we'll send them the video to view because if in the middle of the race, smoke and fuel and whatever just flying back there,
heavy.
Like what the heck is going on here? So, with that said, it's interesting to see because that's the second European manufacturer that wouldn't honor. This is just in our circle, right?
Right.
That wouldn't honor. We had two Ducatis with that. Hey, you know what? When Hot Sauce had the leak, they couldn't find the leak. Different dealers couldn't find the leak. Steve couldn't find the leak. So now it's like, okay. Right. Oh yeah, it probably was a hairline crack somewhere. And they didn't want to do the motor replacement or whatever. Any little thing. But here's the thing. $40,000 for that M1000R, right? Double R. And there's not an extended warranty or why people got the M. You know why they got it. And you're not going to cover them? That's not okay.
That is not okay.
Yeah,
it's really not.
That's just them being very money hungry. To be honest, they did what they needed to do, and then that's that. And if you have problems with it, I mean, tough, pretty much.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
That could be any person. That could be any dealership. That could be any manufacturer. If they wanted to go and be that way, they can be.
Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't they manufactured by hand? These M Special Edition?
Well, when you get to the exotic hyperbike level, like the H2, you have techs that put that together. And the assembly process is a fascinating thing. I highly suggest you go to Kawasaki's channel and find the documentaries and how they do that. It's a wonderful.
They're wonderful.
Process.
They literally have
I don't know,
all the videos.
I don't know about the reliability of the H2 in terms of like, especially the H2R, which doesn't have a fan. I did not know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So the
H2R.
the regular one has a fan, but the H2R doesn't.
Does not. Yeah. For weight or whatever. You know?
Right.
I mean, I would put.
Why would they end up making a
It goes
bike?
fast enough to cool itself down.
It does.
Wow.
It's even faster than the regular one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the
And it's not just a straight swap. There's like internals that are different as well. So it's
the internals are different.
Yeah,
when it first came off to what it is now, I don't know how it is now, but when it first came out, the R, they ended up putting a bigger pulley. They end up having a slightly differently designed engine.
It's minor.
It's like very minuscule, very small little differences.
Then the supercharger gear is more aggressive on the
R.
Yeah,
yes, much more.
Harder, yeah.
Because the pulley ends up actually with the belt.
But you know, you have people like who are doing hybrids, like Ricky Gatson. When I met him,
like certain things are a little bit bigger. It's
but check this out.
It's all justified.
Yeah, so you can do a hybrid because Ricky Gatson, when I met him at Metushin, I saw his green H2 and it had like H2 internals, but it was still the street version and all that. Like fast lane similar, the 650 similar, like the most powerful H2R, and then there's that Silver Surfer guy with his H2. Man, craziness, bro. Like, yeah, there's some things you can go between.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about H2
50,000?
Yeah,
no, it's 50,000 for the H2R.
Right.
25 for the H2 Street.
Right.
So you're talking about 10 grand more than the M.
Yeah. That, and the V4R and Super Leger, all that stuff, like that's you're going into like exotic bike territory.
Oh yeah, very much.
I'm sorry. I would not pay that much for a bike. I love these bikes. I'm not gonna say I don't. I like them.
They're not.
Had I had the money to each his own, I would not spend it. I would rather get a hybrid car.
Speaking of that,
but then you can also.
Hold on, before I lose my thought. Speaking of that, did you see the H2, the Bugatti with a quad turbo?
Yeah.
And it was the Ducati H2 and that Bugatti. Man, wow. I'm not going to talk about the video. I'm going to send it to you guys.
I know the video you're talking about.
Was that wild? That was wild. Oh my gosh. The H2, the problem with...
There's another video that ends up having a F1 car, a plane...
Oh, that whole lineup? Yeah. Everybody's seen that bike.
Everyone's seen that one. And guess what? The H2R ended up winning. And that was on and it wasn't even extended. It was based off of stock.
Now, here's the thing with that, right? In comparison to the video Gio and I were talking about, the H2... In one of the races, they did different conditions and whatnot. But in one of the races, the H2 got out on the Bugatti.
Yeah.
And it was so powerful. It kept skipping.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why he lost. But
True, because he told him, he said, I was skipping all the way.
Yeah, so it has power all
throughout
the way
the whole entire...
But again...
Fourth gear burnouts.
But if I'm not mistaken,
probably could do
when
6
they
year.
went at it again,
he
was actually able to take off right.
Yeah, and then he beat him on
and the Bugatti was fighting to try to get him.
Right.
H2 took it.
Yeah, but I think it was like only 2 of the races. They did a bunch.
Yeah.
But they did a bunch. But yeah, it was awesome to see how the H2 was, But here's the thing with that, right? If I want to make sure I have my data correct. I know that for the H2R, I don't know if there's a warranty on that. I know the H2, but the H2R is it's an off-track thing.
Oh,
it's a private.
100%.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean? So
not street legal.
Yeah. So But all that to say this without, having this run too long. It's scary to me that you purchase something for that much money.
Yeah.
And then, we're not going to cover you. I'd be pissed too. I'd be pissed
off too.
Like,
yes.
Let Kawasaki, because when I got Zeus, right, I bought the extended warranty on the motor. Once that expired, then, I did my upgrade, right? Let Kawasaki have burned me if something should have happened. Or let's say I had the extended warranty on my Gen 1 and they didn't cover me for that and I didn't do anything wrong. Like the oil pump cover situation. Like, dude, we would have a problem. It's all customer service at that point.
Yeah.
So that's just, to me, I'm not mad at Motor Million for kind of where their mindset is at. Where, hey, you know what? 15,000 on top of a 40 grand bike, bro. No way. No way. No way.
You're talking about 55.
Yep.
That hurts.
That's just general numbers. Like, you're not talking about labor and all that other stuff.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's a.
That was one of the guys from 650. He ended up getting an H2 when it. Like the second year or the third year that they ended up having the bike. It was a brand new bike. He got an H4R and then he ended up making it street legal.
Yeah, people do that.
A lot of people did that. But people don't realize how much that's going to cost them.
Yeah,
it costed him like another $2,000 after that.
No, it's more than that. I know that.
Well, he said he ended up. I'm just going specifically.
We're talking H2R that doesn't come with the headlights, doesn't come with turn signals, doesn't come with a fan, right? You have to fab all that or take stuff off the H2 and kind of make it work.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, there was a guy that had an H2R.
Maybe he ended up having that.
As the bike would heat up, he would have to go and stop somewhere.
Was this in LA?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
That's the same guy I was just gonna talk about.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the whole situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the same guy. I forget his YouTube name.
Yeah.
But I've seen the video.
Yeah, he had to stop and let it cool
that
off.
He was gonna. I never followed through to actually see if he actually incorporated the fan.
Mm-hmm.
But he did speak about adding the fan to it and whatnot. But
do you know if he ever crashed the bike?
And he would have to park it.
Yeah,
wait for a little bit till it cool off and then take off.
It's a stop and go thing. Yeah. It's not a practical machine.
Yeah.
It isn't.
Not
clearly
very practical. And one thing like
you literally have to move it to go and keep it cool.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
Yeah, you can't be in traffic with that bike.
And
essentially,
you can't.
Essentially, it's a Harley. Essentially,
I mean,
because Harley is strictly air cooled.
I mean, yeah, but you need to go real fast for the bike to be able to be cooled. So
it probably has to go at least
traffic,
120 miles per hour.
It's
probably.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Well, with that said, this is a very interesting discussion. I wish Steve was involved, and let's say hi to Rad over here. But
say hi, Rad.
You know what?
What happened?
We're gonna end this show here. We're gonna see some shenanigans over here, but
shenanigans.
This is definitely not the last.
Yes, and this was really cool. This came out better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
But make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to my brother over here, Reverend to Riches. We're doing some really cool things together, and he kind of gave me the courage to pull the trigger on doing this video because, again, for the ones that support the BMW S1000, M1000 platform, this is not in any way to bash. It was only 5 bikes.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just talking about it. That's why it's time on 2 wheels to talk. All right. So we're just talking about it, and this is in no way a dig or anything to discourage or discredit anybody else. It's just talking about a circumstance on Motor Million's video, and we're talking about it. All right. But make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to Reverend to Riches. Any closing comments before?
I was gonna say everybody has their preferences, and to me, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, great reliable bikes. I've had quite a few before reaching my 14. Never had a problem with any of them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Right. All right. Thank you, brother, for that. And Mike, any closing remarks before I close it out?
Kawasaki is king. Nah, I'm just kidding. Kidding. Just because I prefer ninjas, that's my thing. 954s are awesome. From Honda, 954s are awesome bikes. They're very reliable bikes. As Gio ended up saying, I can't bash on anything Japanese, and I just keep on hearing about, unfortunately, with BMW or European bikes, exhaust problems to
right. This is not only
engine problems,
You're talking
which
about
all of them
Triumph
ended up having. So
and other bikes, but I'm gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Okay, and okay, thanks for the closing remarks. With that said, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. More to come. I do want to give some shout outs to our Discord folks, Snake, Fire Clouds, rest of you guys, love you. You know, giving some other shout outs to Motor Million. This is because of that video, this video is existing. And to the others who unfortunately had the circumstances, just something we need to talk about. But
yeah,
we do appreciate you guys for this. More to come. You know, I'm gonna diversify the format of how Time to Talk is done. This is pretty long, but you know, you can listen to it while you're driving or while you're riding or something like that. You know, and all that good stuff. So, on that note, we're gonna head to see what's going on Rad's side. The man, the myth, is the expert there. We'll see you on the next one.
Ha 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 ha!